Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Blessed Channel, a peaceful space where meditation and true stories of blessings come together, a space to pause, breathe, and receive. Here on the Blessed Channel, we share real stories of healing, hope, celebration, and inner transformation, all through the power of meditation, presence, and connection. My name is Pooja Sarna, and I'm based in New York. It is truly an honor to welcome our special guest today, someone whose story and presence is a blessing in itself. So take a moment to pause, breathe, and receive as we step into another heartfelt journey here on the Blessed Channel. Please welcome Dushyant Savadia. Dushyant is a globally respected entrepreneur, humanitarian, public speaker, and technology disruptor, driven by a deep commitment to giving back to the society. As a founder and CEO of Amber Group, he has grown the company into a global powerhouse, serving clients in over 100 countries across 5 continents. Amber Group operates across 14 diverse sectors, including mobility, aviation, software development, cybersecurity, media, and edtech. What truly sets Dushyant apart is his rare combination of vision and execution, blending the disruptive spirit of Elon Musk, the precision of Steve Jobs, and the calm focus of a monk. This unique balance has made him a powerful presence in both business and philanthropy. But for Dushyant, success goes far beyond profit. Through his work with the Art of Living Foundation and other global causes, he remains committed to uplifting communities and creating meaningful change. As aviation enthusiast and licensed pilot, Dushyant also serves as ambassador and special investment envoy, technology for the government of Jamaica appointed by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. In this role, he bridges nations, industries, and opportunities on the world stage. Dushyant's journey isn't just about building a global company. It's about showing that when guided by purpose and service, technology can truly become a force for good. We look forward to learning from his wisdom, experience, and the powerful work he continues to do through healing, service, and education. Please join us in welcoming Dushyant to our Blessed Channel. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you, Pooja? Thanks for the invitation. Very, very happy to be here.
Very happy to have you here. Thank you for taking the time. So let's open with a simple yet profound question. How do you define a blessing in your life?
I think, how do I define blessing in my life? To me, it's very simple. When every prayer is answered, everything you want to do moves by grace by itself. Everything that you intend to do gets done. Any hurdles, any challenges you face are removed. I think to me, that is the biggest blessing, to be able to live the full potential of being a human and still being able to go through all the stuff of the life, but still manage to get through everything, literally, whatever challenges come, whatever comes. I think that is the biggest blessing to me, to have the ability to see ahead, the ability to move through things, and the ability to yet stay calm, composed, and be useful to the society.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So how did your journey with the Art of Living begin?
It's a very interesting story. When I was 19, my parents threw me out of the house. I was an alcoholic. I used to drink a liter of rum every night and smoke maybe 60, 70 cigarettes a day with some other substances that you don't want to even talk about. But then when I was young and I got chased out of the house, I started my career as a waiter in a restaurant, worked through the call center. Eventually, when I was working for Xerox in India, it's when my company, who I used to work for, made Art of Living courses mandatory for all our staff. And that is how I got introduced to the Art of Living. And I tell you, Pooja, that 5 days of course, 3-4 hours each night, that completely changed my life. I came to 3 realizations. I think one, that no matter what has happened in your life before, to drop the past and be and have the ability to move forward by cutting the past first. Second, it gave me a bigger purpose, that life is not just about thinking about yourself and what money you can make and what successes you can have, but life should have a bigger purpose. And third is to find a master. a living master who would guide you, who would teach you, who you can connect to. So I think these were the three main findings of mine through the Art of Living course. The first time I did it, it really made a huge impact until a few months later I met Gurudev himself. And that was kind of everything for me. I left my job, became a full-time Art of Living teacher,
Oh, wow.
and traveled around the world till 2012. That brought me to Jamaica. And then 2015, I started the Amber Group.
Wow. That's a really inspiring story. From, person, who's been thrown out of the house to where you are now. That's amazing. Really inspiring for a lot of people. Thank you for sharing that. So how did your first experience with the Art of Living Foundation influence, well, you already shared the influence of personal and professional life, right? That first course really influenced your personal as well as professional life. That's where you are, correct?
Yeah, I think from the professional life standpoint, I would love to add that look, till 2015, end of 2014, I used to be a full-time Art of Living teacher. Traveled around a lot, did a lot of seminars. I taught nearly 3,000 inmates in the prisons in Jamaica, did some phenomenal amount of humanitarian work throughout the whole of Caribbean, where Art of Living hardly had any presence. But I still recall early, early 2015, I ran out of funding for the Art of Living, and I realized what Gurudev had always said, that charity cannot happen from an empty bowl. And one must make wealth, one must create wealth to do good for the society. And that's what inspired me to start the Amber Group. We started with Amber Connect, which is our vehicle tracking fleet management software. This is what made us so big all around the world. Then
You're breaking up. I couldn't hear you.
eventually, now we have 17 businesses all over the world. Sorry,
Wow.
am I back now?
Yeah, you're back now. Yeah.
Give it a moment.
Just a little. That's
So
amazing.
I was saying that over the last 10 years, we built a massive global empire operating with 17 business lines. We have close to 2,500 employees all over the world, beautiful, large offices of our own around the world too. But most importantly, what Art of Living did from my professional standpoint, personally, yes, I transformed from what I was to what I became. But professionally also, I think my ability to be intuitive, my ability to stay calm, my ability to see the future, not really seeing the future, but the ability to comprehend a lot more from the same sense of humanness that I have. It transformed how I do business completely, how I put ethics in front of anything else. How do I put integrity over anything else? How do I put our people who work for us above profits? How do I put my customers, my business partners, and the society at large? How do you focus on all of them while doing your business? That is the biggest shift that I found having Gurudev and Art of Living in my life, because normally you just do business, you make money and money and money, and you are mostly self-serving. If you make $1.90 of it goes for you, perhaps 10 cent here and there for families. And but we didn't, I think, because the inspiration of Amber was from Gurudev's life and work. We also donate 80% of our net profits back to charity globally. So, the inspiration comes from Art of Living, that and from Gurudev, that we must have a bigger purpose. And I've always said it in a lot of large interviews around the world that, when your intention is right, there is purity in your action, and you want to do the right things for the society, the universe comes and pushes you through. And that is the success story of Amber. To build a company of this size in 10 years is very rare.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
It is.
So you're known for blending business with spirituality. How has your spiritual journey shaped your approach to leadership and life?
Big time. Absolutely big time. Look, leadership is a journey. When you are a leader in a startup, everything has to move faster. You are less, um, what do you call it? You don't have that much of patience. You want everything to move fast, everybody to work hard, everybody to deliver 10 times more, because you're always working against your cash flow. You have X amount of funds and you have salaries to pay in a few weeks' time. You have to get everybody lined up. But even through that, not imposing excessive pressure, not imposing excessive demands that we suffocate employees inside the business. That is one of the things that certainly Art of Living gave me, because end of the day, what it made me do: one, you walk the talk. You work hard yourself extremely first before you ask everybody else to do it for you. Second, you become an inspiration, not a taskmaster.
Mhm.
That when you are filled with positivity because of the sadhana, because of the meditation and breathing exercises that we continue to do every day. I've been doing this for 27 years now, since I've been a teacher. And every single day you spend some time reflecting on yourself, it also changes you philosophically inside. And when leadership is run with philosophy of good, philosophy of peace, philosophy of inspiring and inspirations, you have a very different flavor in leadership for sure. Then people want to do more for you, even if you don't ask them, versus taking a stick and getting them to do things. So I think the leadership style is certainly extremely influenced because of the spiritual foundation
Mm.
that I have, and because of Art of Living's contribution to my mindset allows me to be now a much better leader. Whether 10 years ago I was a startup and now being a successful entrepreneur, my mindset hasn't changed. I still operate with the same humility. I still operate with the same composed, calm state. And most importantly, keep looking at how else I can add and contribute to our people's life. For example, if it wasn't for Art of Living, I don't think I would have even gotten this idea. Last year in October,
Right.
we said that as a company, we are designed to do good for the world. But what of our own people? So last year in October, we launched an incentive. Well, not an incentive; it's default to everybody, that we said we'll fund the school fees of every single employee's children around the world,
Oh, wow.
from nursery till graduation, because I thought every parent's only stresses their children. I hope they go into the right school, right universities, and they can study well and become something in their life. Of course, much better than what we've accomplished as parents. So to me, I always thought, what is the one thing that will take away the most of the stress every parent have? Also remember, parents choose the education of their children not based on the merit of the child, but based on the affordability of the
Right.
parent.
Right.
So we
Mhm.
said, you know what, let's change it. Let's fund. If your child is capable and is intelligent and can be accepted into better schools, we fund it. And see, things like this, which encompass such humanitarian outlook to the
Right.
business, can never come without a deep spiritual foundation that comes from the Art of Living. You get some incredible ideas, incredible ways to help our own people and the society, and in turns, and in turn, the speed that you grow with. I mean, the same team that I have now, we had to stop hiring. Every time we had some extra work, and we said, let's hire more, the team would said, no, Dushyant, you're doing so much for us. We
Yeah.
don't need to hire more and burden the business with more expenses. We'll manage it. Don't worry. If we can't, we'll let you know. We don't hire. People want to do more because they are uplifted.
Wow. That's really, really inspiring. Whatever you're doing it's really, truly Gurudev's blessing. Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank
So,
you.
in today's fast-paced world, how do you stay connected to your inner peace and clarity?
Well, I think the goal is, as Gurudev has always said, that your inner environment dictates your outer experiences.
Mhm.
And focusing on your inner environment, the only channel is through breathing and meditation. and yoga, if you do not meditate, if you do not do any breathing exercises, how do you connect with yourself? And if you lose connection with yourself, which is the epitome of all knowledge, it's got all the energy, it's got all the intuition, you never can come out and use those abilities in the external world.
Right.
So the balance, it's really not even a balance. It's like Gurudev has said so many times, like dental hygiene. It's a
Yeah.
mental hygiene. You
Right.
just brush your teeth every day, you like it or not. You're lazy or active, you still go brush because you want your teeth to be there when you get old. Similarly, meditation and breathing exercises is our only connect to ourself, which allows us to remain so free, remain so open,
Right.
remain beautiful. More importantly, I read somewhere very recently said, if you meditate and if you breathe and you're calm and composed, and of course those qualities come to you, you actually look beautiful to people.
Right.
You
More
become
try.
a magnet to everybody. Everybody want to associate with you. Everybody want to talk to you. Everybody will find a time to just come and greet you and say hi. And you will have very few people disliking in the world, because you have built your inner environment that is conducive to everybody in the outside world.
Right. You're emitting that energy, so people get attracted to that, right? So
Correct.
are you also, you mentioned before that you got into Art of Living because it was mandatory in your company back in India to take the course. Do you also have that type of thing in your company for all your
Every every single staff, it's a mandatory thing that if you want to join the Amber Group, you must take the course.
Very
Uh,
nice.
There
Very nice.
is, and we also fund the intuition program for our
Kids, okay.
employees' children,
Right.
their wives. We just don't do it for the employees alone. See, because an employee is one part of the organization. The
Right.
extended version of the employees is their family, which also has a huge impact on their delivery into the organization. So we don't stop at just the employees. We take it further down to their parents, to their spouses, and children as well. Because you see, the family together contributes to the business. Is not just a one person. I imagine when one of the employees is working till late night and it became midnight, instead of getting cast off from their families, they actually say, no, 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 you're working for a good company, they're working for a good cause, we are glad that you're contributing to that cause. So I think the whole ecosystem have to be aligned
Mhm.
for each person to work at their best, kind of.
Wow, that's really good. Very inspiring. I think most of the companies should do that.
So
Offer
too.
this kind of so they have the better peaceful environment at work as well as at home.
Correct. I mean, look, if you don't have a peaceful environment at home, it shows up in work. There is
Yes.
no escape. No
Mm,
escape. But imagine if husband, the wife, the child, and the parents, and everybody is meditating. Everybody has a single voice, a single way of thinking, a light, sensitive, and very supportive and inspiring each other. You're grooming a different kind of space within the family, which impacts the business in a very big way.
absolutely.
In
Yes.
fact, every year when we do our anniversary celebrations across the world, we actually invite the entire family, and the numbers just triple. But
Right. I'm
and
sure.
and then you think, my God, is going to spend so much of money where you could have done away with $100,000 in an event. You're now going to spend 300. But you do that because without the entire family being involved, the employee alone is not the only thing that is contributing. We must acknowledge and respect the contributions of the family members equally. So we do allow our employees to engage their family members in the courses that we pay for.
Very nice. It's very unique. I've never heard that, so that's really inspiring.
It's unique only because our mindset is coming from the Art of Living Foundation. So
Yeah, definitely.
think bigger and think for everybody. That's the
Right.
point.
Yeah, that's Gurudev's vision. That's how he is. So can you share a moment in your life where, well, I think you have, but I'll ask you again, when spirituality helped you make a difficult decision? I'm sure at work,
You know,
in your personal life, professional life, anything.
yeah, I mean, look, as long as there is human life, there will be difficult situations. And now in the modern world, it doesn't come once a month or once a year. It comes literally every day. There is something critical that you have to make decision for, something
Right.
critical that is personal to you to detach from, or
Yeah.
personal to you that you want to make a decision to stay or not, or do or not. Look, there is no defining moment as such, but I think every single decision is a decision. Look, when I, you know, when you lose a job, when you lose a family member, you divorce, you go through so many circumstances in life. But one thread that keeps you going, one thread that says, you know what, this too shall pass, not just understanding it verbally or logically, but also living it. That, no matter what the situation, everything happens for a reason, and everything passes for a reason, and everything teaches you something new that you can look forward to for a better life going forward. I mean, if I look back, there are things that has happened. I can't even believe I survived those. But the everybody survives all the different incidents that happen in life, failures and successes. But it's not about survival. It's about the ability to smile through those situations and come out on the other side, not just surviving, but thriving. That is what spirituality does.
Right. Absolutely. So you make you basically that's what the Kriya, the Sudarshan Kriya and meditation is making, helping you, you know, make a better decision in difficult times as well.
Correct. I mean, look, sometimes you want to make a decision, sometimes you don't want to make a decision.
Yeah.
But what is the right path forward only comes from your gut. And your gut answers pretty much most of the things, but we have the inability to connect with our gut
Right.
because we don't meditate that often. We don't do the sadhana very often. So I think all these practices help you connect with your deeper self, which gives you the right advice. I mean, look, especially when you're about to do something wrong, it's very unique. There is
Yes.
something
Yeah.
inside you that will pinch you.
Yeah.
It will always pinch you. But if you're not sensitive to your inner environment, you won't feel the pinch. And you
Mm.
go make a wrong decision, you do the wrong things. And look, at the same time, a lot of people end up judging he should not have done that, or he didn't make the right decision, or whatever
Mhm.
the judgments are. But the truth is, who are we to judge? you know
Right.
Everything happens in life for a reason, that it's beyond our understanding of human mind, of
Right.
why nature, universe, God, guru, whatever you call it, why has he put you through a circumstance like this? Who are we to judge why people chose to do things certain ways at certain time? I think that's one of the biggest flaw of humanity, that we don't understand anything, yet we are there to judge everything.
Right. Hmm.
And this is where I say the spirituality helps you disconnect from the action of the person and trust the fact there is universe handling that person for the right reason, to go through certain circumstances now which will elevate them to be where they need to be in God's eye.
Right. Yeah, I've heard Gurudev say this many times, don't blame if anybody is coming and passing any comments or judgments. They're just a postman, delivering the message. You're just kind of like dealing with your own karma. That's what usually I've heard from Gurudev saying that.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway,
true.
so the next question I have is, what drives your commitment to uplifting communities, and where do you see the biggest gap in global impact work today?
Look, from Amber perspective, we're heavily involved through the Art of Living, of course, to doing so much of charitable work. I think one, education is a big benchmark we need to cross. Um, we're giving a lot of technical education, academic education, but the human values education that Art of Living has been spearheading for decades is still not mainstream. It's still not, the power of meditation is still not fully understood in the world. I think that is one gap I see where the world needs to refocus, reunite. How do we bring peace into the next generation? Or are we building more youths with false understanding of life and false, not false, but artificial understanding of the life, and a lack of understanding of their purpose in life both. So I think education is one field I would certainly say a lot needs to be done to incorporate human values, intuition, meditation, and most importantly, can humanity become human again, first of all, and recognize everybody as humans before we map them into some sort of a discriminated value of religion and caste and creed and nationalities and your ego versus mine and my power versus yours. I think the world has to now wake up and look at spirituality as an anchor for making better decisions, and we need to transmit that into the current generation and the upcoming generations to come. That is one. Second, I would also say to work towards a global acceptance of doing more for those who are underprivileged. The privileged are becoming more and more privileged with time, but the sharing from the privileged to the underprivileged is not there yet. In the olden days, during the Vedic times, everybody was so charitable.
Right.
And now humanity has moved far away from it. We're not as charitable as we used to be before. I mean, if you go to a temple and you have a wallet stacked with smaller denomination to a higher denomination note, you will always offer the smallest, even if your capacity is to give the highest denominated note in your wallet. But you won't do that. I mean, we are all becoming so, how do I put it? We're just not looking at every aspect of humanity and say, how else can I contribute? What else can I do? If I have a skill, how can I use it to uplift the society? If I have a talent, who can I offer to without wanting anything back? If I've got wealth, how can I share that wealth with others? If I've got comfort, how can I share that comfort with somebody else? We have to come out of this self-absorbed state of life to absorbing the reality of others in our life, becoming sensitive and being more assistive to them rather than dismissive to them. I think humanity is moving away from humanity, and it is a concern. So we need to bring about, not just from the youths and children perspective, as adults.
Right.
We only want to give time to when we have time and what we want to give. How about looking around and seeing, there are so many people in this world who need a lot that you have. I'm not saying give away everything. I need to run a business. We need to make sure we are well funded so we don't go away and give away everything we have. But not giving is not an option anymore also.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I think that's what Art of Living, that's what Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji is trying to promote as well. Sharing is important. Giving back to the society is important.
Right.
The purpose is to give back. That's the main purpose of life. And that's what he's been doing. Absolutely. And I think you've been doing that too in your company, sponsoring the kids for college and having, the employees and their spouses and family take the courses, you sponsor all that. It's really, really inspiring, very inspiring.
Thank you.
So what would your younger self be most surprised to learn about the life you're living today?
My younger self is quite surprised already. I've not left my younger self from me. It's still there with me all throughout. And he looks at me and says, wow, thank you, Art of Living, for what you did to the soul how you turned it around and made it a purposeful um, soul for humanity. So,
Mhm. Amazing. Can you share a story where giving back brought you unexpected personal transformation?
giving back is not a deed for us anymore. It is who we are. It became our culture. Every single day, for example, when the pandemic happened, I reached out to the Prime Minister of Jamaica and I said, Prime Minister, we need to deploy a solution that can safely bring back home 30,000 stranded passengers, stranded citizens stuck overseas can't come home. And we deployed that massive piece of pandemic system just in days. And I tell you how people could come home and blessed us and thanked us for everything we've done, including recently, last October, November, we had Hurricane Melissa that tore through Jamaica, destroyed hundreds and thousands of homes, and really flattened a big surface of Jamaica. And within 29 hours, we built a whole disaster management system for the government at no cost,
Wow.
implemented it, which did incident management, it did volunteering management, it had and collected millions of US dollars worth of donations on that platform. We built it in 29 hours. So every time society needed us and we've stood up and done what we had to do, the effect are trifold. One, to the business by itself, the merit that the business gets, the recognition, the love and respect of the society. Second is our people. They feel so uplifted being part of a big cause. And third, for me personally, to see these things through and to be able to contribute to a society nationally, not just regionally or not just in your own little community, but to think so big every single time and impact a nation of 3 million people. We celebrate every time we've done something good. We celebrate more than any contracts that we get. Um,
Okay.
we celebrate the good deeds of our society much more than any big contracts that we sign, because every good deed is for one purpose only, to serve and to uplift. So,
Right. Beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Last question for today. If you could leave one lesson behind for future generation of leaders, what would it be?
I think there are three things in my mind that built an empire of this size without frictions. One is integrity. The nature, the society, everything will draw you very quickly to do something that is deviating from the moral grounds. Stick to integrity. One. Second, hard work. Work hard. Nothing comes easy in life. After building a group of this size, I still work 15 to 16 hours every single day. I don't take it lightly. I don't think now I've got CEOs, I've got managing directors all over the world. I can step back, relax, and push them to do harder. No. You have to work hard every single day like it's your last day of life and get out there and make a difference. Think bigger. So first is integrity. Do everything with integrity. Second is work hard. And third, work with passion. See, if you work hard and you're not passionate about it, results won't come. And if you're passionate about things and you don't work hard with integrity, still you're not going to win. So all these three things together make you successful. And never lose touch of spirituality, because that is what keeps you humble. People who knew me 10 years ago, how I was accessible at all times, call me middle of the night, I'll walk out of my shorts and do help anybody who needs me. No matter where you get to in life, do not lose touch with humanity and do not lose your humility, because that is the beginning of your downfall too, the day you lose it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. Thank you so much for sharing all that. That's really inspiring, really beautiful. It's been a real honor having you with us today. Thank you for sharing your insights and your heart with the Blessed Channel. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you. Good luck.